From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, October the 18th, 2017. A Palestinian man tried to carry out a terror attack in the West Bank this morning, but was stopped by IDF soldiers in the area. The incident took place at the Gush Etzion junction, where the man reportedly ran at the soldiers with a knife. The IDF said the soldiers called for him to stop, but he continued to charge at them. The Israeli troops then opened fire before he could get to anyone or harm anyone. The terrorist, said to be around 20 years of age, sustained injuries to his stomach and was taken to Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem for treatment, reportedly in serious condition. IDF forces later raided the home of the terrorist, who is from Hebron. A new statue in Ukraine is causing an uproar in the Jewish world. Simon Petliura was a nationalist leader in Ukraine, under whose rule tens of thousands of Jews were murdered in pogroms that took place from 1918 to 1921. This past weekend in the city of Vinnytsia, a monument was unveiled in Petliura's honor. World Jewish Congress CEO and Executive Vice President Robert Singer called Petliura a cruel barbarian and brutal anti-Semite. Singer said it is inconceivable that a man who today we would not hesitate to call a terrorist should be honored in the very same city in which he and his regime tried to wipe out a rooted and strong Jewish population. The World Jewish Congress urged the city to remove the statue immediately. And the rabbi of Vinnytsia, Rabbi Shaul Horowitz, said of the statue, "This is an unacceptable act and a severe blow to the memory of the sacred martyrs," adding that, "I regret that the authorities did not take into consideration the feelings of the Jews of the city." A march was held this week in Rome to remember the deportation of the city's Jewish community 74 years ago. On October the 16th of 1943, more than 1,000 Jewish residents of Rome were taken by force from their homes, marched from the location of the Jewish ghetto to the Church of Santa Maria in the neighborhood of Trastevere, and from there deported to the Auschwitz death camp. Only 16 of them returned to their homes. In the Remembrance March this week, participants walked in the opposite direction as a symbol of repentance. Pastor of the Church of Santa Maria, Monsignor Marco Navi, said the march was a great movement of sensibility and culture, a real revolt against the evil and absurdity of racism and anti-Semitism that today we see dangerously reemerging. Jewish portrait artist Mark Kliansky has died. Kliansky fled Russia in the early 70s because of anti-Semitism and came to New York, where he gained fame painting portraits of such Jewish figures and icons as Golda Meir and Elie Wiesel, also icons of the music world like Dizzy Gillespie and B.B. King. Kliansky died last month at the age of 90. In an effort to strengthen ties between Israel and Asia, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed a delegation of 8 famous Chinese bloggers to Israel this week. They are part of the Young Chinese and Japanese Leaders program created by Netanyahu and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs' Asia Department. The bloggers are touring the country and yesterday met with 93-year-old Holocaust survivor, historian, and author Solomon Perel, who wrote about his survival in the book Europa, Europa, which was made into an Oscar-nominated film by the same name. One of the bloggers, also a historian, Yan Jingsheng, said upon meeting Perel, "I read the book, I watched the movie, and I was moved to tears when I was suddenly face-to-face with this hero in real life." Some 200 bicycle riders from around the world will converge on Jerusalem next week for a special cross-country trip. Bikers from the U.S., the U.K., Australia, and Canada will join Israeli riders for Israel Ride 2017 Ride as One, which is an initiative of the Israeli Arava Institute for Environmental Studies. It aims to benefit a number of critical environmental causes, but also, as its website explains, aims to connect people and advocate for a sustainable, secure, and peaceful Middle East. In addition to Arava, the ride is supported by the Chazon organization and by the Jewish National Fund. It will kick off in Jerusalem on Tuesday and conclude in Israel's southernmost city of Eilat the following week. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, October the 18th at 7 o'clock, Jewish 101 looks at the story of Noah. At 8, President of the Shalom Hartman Institute of North America, Yehuda Kurtzer, talks about the complexities of American Jewish identity in a program of the Hartman Institute of Jerusalem. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Rabbi Avi Weiss, who discusses his approach to Orthodoxy on L'chaim. And then at 10:30, Ramaz leader Rabbi Haskell Lookstein offers his thoughts on Orthodoxy. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, October the 18th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.